What time is it? That's right. It's now. Hello and welcome. My name is Kevin Koch, and I'm a mindset coach. I help people live a life of their dreams by helping them awaken to their purpose. Awakening to your purpose is very simple. It's the discovery of yourself. It's the defining of your purpose. It's identifying what you really value and want out of life, and then defining who you can become, and believing it's possible. So today I wanted to share some thoughts on that very topic, awakening to purpose. There's a transformational book written by the great Eckhart Tolle, and there's a part in it that says your life's inner purpose is primary. To awaken, to be conscious, and whatever you do, your state of consciousness is the primary factor. So awakening to your life's purpose is not to try and look to the future and expect fulfillment there, but to stay in the moment, allowing the ego to dissolve. Are you awake? Or maybe you've recently started to discover the truth that you've been in a slumber. You know, it's true that very little of a person's waking hours in a given day is spent consciously deciding what to do next. There's a funny movie where a semi-hypnotized, half-comatose Peter Gibbons said, I'd say in a given week I probably only do about 15 minutes of real, actual work. You know, our lives can be that way sometimes. Our minds are very powerful. So powerful, in fact, that a majority of people don't realize their lives are on autopilot. And for many years, neither did I. Did you know 96 to 98% of our lives is actually habitual? Literally, you repeat the same behaviors every day. And then people wonder why they get the same poor results. You know, most people have an ego, this sense of self, which has been created in their minds based on their own perceptions of themselves and what others have said about them. You know, they walk around worried about and acting according to what other people think of them. You know, our mind's ego will go to great extremes to delude us if we're not aware of its attempts to take control. If we take ego out of the equation, how would we react? Well, actually, we would no longer react. You'd learn how to respond. Your ego is the loudest voice in your head, manipulating your perception of everything in your life. How would you feel if you had more control over your circumstances? Well, I'm here to tell you, you'd feel a lot more in control in general. You start to create a space to actually think. And in order to have that experience, we must first release all the negative from our minds. We must conquer the ego and say, no, I will not feel this anger. I will not feel this jealousy. I will not worry about the unseen future. But I will look at the situation as it is without a preconception. This process unbinds the ego from our consciousness. And in that process, we begin awakening to know ourselves, who we really are without the ego in control. That's our truest self. That is the self from creation. When we strip away ego, when we actually strip away who we have been told we are, and unfortunately who we have accepted ourselves to be. Our ego consists of environmental learning, everything we've been told and taught since infancy. And to illustrate this point, think about how you value yourself. If I ask you to tell me your best quality, will you tell me what you believe your best qualities are? Or will you recite the qualities that others have acknowledged you have? The qualities and traits you have heard on repetition since before you can remember. I challenge you to really take a moment to think about where those thoughts and beliefs you hold about yourselves actually originated. The inspiring doctor, Holocaust survivor, and author Viktor Frankl was the founder of logotherapy, literally meaning healing through meaning. He stated, man cannot be healthy without meaning. Finding meaning affects every area of our life. When we look at this statement, we can see how this relates to purpose. Meaning is purpose. Purpose is meaning. Finding purpose brings true, lasting happiness, pure joy. So the question for mankind becomes, how can I discover purpose? The answer can be found in mindfulness. In order to discern our purpose, we must first extinguish the ego that has been manufactured for us. The ego tells us to live how others perceive we should be living. You know, the ego limits us from pursuing and understanding self in its most raw and real form. To know ourselves as we were born to be and not as we are taught to be is to discover our purpose and pursue happiness in its most authentic form. When ego is silenced, we are left with unlimited potential of who we are and who we can become. And once we begin to realize who it is we can become, our very value systems change. Everything you thought you knew to be true changes. And as you grow into who you can be based on what you truly want, it's incredible. Finally, the limits, the bonds placed on you by family, society, and your own self-belief are stripped away. Your new self, your true self, begins to emerge, and a new value system and ideology form with it. Concepts such as sin disappear and are replaced with concepts of missing the mark on the way to self-discovery, learning through experience. That's a fantastic way to experience life. Awakening to who you are, defining your purpose, and identifying a new value system all aid in the discovery of who you can be. The I am, which is what you are without the self-imposed limiting titles. Most people are only experiencing life of mediocrity, and they don't even know it. As you spend more time living with a quieter mind, suddenly you discover more time to focus on what you truly want, and what you truly want to accomplish in life, and giving back in the enormous way which only your inner being knows how to do. As the late Neville Goddard would have stated it, you learn to live in the wish fulfilled. The life of your dreams, the life your ego has convinced you could never be yours. It's time, my friends. It's time to awaken to purpose, your purpose. The world needs you, your gifts, your talents, your value. If you're ready for your golden ticket in life, to discover your true purpose, the time is now, and I can help. Click the link below. Get into my group coaching, Dreamers of Dreams, and gain admittance to the life of your dreams. This is Kevin Cook, helping you awaken to your purpose. Stay grateful, my friends.